How painful are the procedures on Dr. Pimple Popper? While some patients have high pain tolerance, some couldn't wait to leave the good doctor and her skilled hands. Welcome to Film Time, the greatest hour to know all about your favorite TV shows, reality shows, and behind-the-scenes drama. Before we move to today's content, if you liked the video, we would greatly appreciate it if you can click the like button. You can also subscribe to our channel for more great content just like this. Dr. Pimple Popper follows American's famous dermatologist Dr. Sandra Lee as she treats patients with varying skin infections and issues. But despite Dr. Lee's attempts to always ensure her patients' comforts, some patients couldn't sit still as Dr. Lee was treating them. So, here are Dr. Pimple Popper's patients who could not sit still. Number 1. Tracy. A patient named Tracy sought Dr. Lee's help to treat the benign tumors on their face. Dr. Pimple Popper diagnosed Tracy with trichoepitheliomas. Trichoepithelioma is a benign tumor that usually appears as multiple lesions and originates from hair follicles. The procedure was extremely painful for the patient as Dr. Lee opted for her surgical blade to perform the extraction. In other words, she scraped the bumps off the patient's face, leaving her face very bloody and worse than it was before the patient came visiting. Tracy couldn't stop wincing even though Dr. Pimple Popper used local anesthesia before performing the procedure.
It bugs me quite a bit.
Yeah, because it makes your hair grow up like a cow.
Number 2. Jenner. An elderly patient named Jenner sought Dr. Lee's help with a case of large growths on his nose. Dr. Lee diagnosed the patient with an extreme form of rosacea. Dr. Pimple Popper had to use an electronic laser to get his nose into shape. It was a slow, bloody, and brutal process. The patient had complained that the growth prevented him from breathing properly. We can't imagine what the pain must have been like when Dr. Lee was removing the growths, but it's clear it was really painful as the patient kept wincing throughout the procedure.
Awesome.
Number 3. Blackhead patient. Dr. Pimple Popper is no stranger to blackheads, but this particular patient has their blackhead inside their ears. According to the good doctor, a slight mistake on her part can cause the patient to lose their hearing permanently, but not one to be deterred. The famed dermatologist set out to extract the blackhead, but the patient must not have been prepared for the excruciating pain the extraction process would be, as they kept wincing throughout the procedure. Some fans were quick to notice the discomfort on the patient and commented on how they think the patient and Dr. Lee should have left the blackhead. Number 4. Bubbly Statosystoma. A patient sought Dr. Lee's help to remove a benign bumps all over their ears, neck, arms, back, and Adam's apple. Dr. Lee diagnosed the patient with statosystoma. Statosystoma is small benign lumps that are filled with sebum. Dr. Lee proceeded to puncture the statosystoma and drain it out. Buttery, gooey substance came out of the statosystoma, and the content really grossed us out. Throughout the procedure, it was clear the patient was in serious pain as they almost lost consciousness during the procedure. Despite the obvious pain, it was a story with a happy ending as Dr. Lee was able to get all the statosystoma. Number 5. Patrick. Patrick had one of the most extreme and rare forms of rosacea called Rhinofema. Rhinofema is a skin disorder characterized by a large, red, and bulbous nose. Dr. Lee opted to use a treatment known as electrosurgery. Dr. Lee used a tool called loop electrocautery, which allows her to cauterize the superficial blood vessels. The famed dermatologist used heated wire to slice the growths off Patrick's nose. The procedure ended up being a painful one for Patrick as he kept wincing throughout. Although Patrick visited the clinic twice before Dr. Lee was able to remove all the growths.
Right here too.
Number 6. Pat. An elderly female patient named Pat sought Dr. Lee's help to treat the rapidly growing moles on her body. The moles had been on Pat's body for more than 3 decades, as the moles started appearing on her body since her 20s. Pat claimed the moles sometimes itch, sting, and get caught on her clothes. Dr. Lee diagnosed Pat with seborrheic keratosis. Seborrheic keratosis is benign spots that sometimes look like warts or skin cancer. Dr. Lee opted to use a painful procedure called cryotherapy, where extremely cold nitrogen is applied to the growths. Dr. Lee removed over 300 growths from Pat's body. Although the procedure was clearly painful for Pat, she managed to tolerate the pain, albeit by constant wincing.
Oh, you're tough. You can handle this, but it's cold.
I am too.
And there you have it, guys. Dr. Pimple Popper's patients who would just not stand still during their procedures. Did you enjoy the video? Which of these cases are you familiar with? And which of these cases shocked you? Share your thoughts and opinions with the other Popaholics in the comment section below. We hope you enjoyed the video as much as we did. And if you've enjoyed the video, please do not hesitate to click the like button and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And you can also turn on the notification bell to get notifications on our future posts. We hope to see you again soon. Adios.